good. I light up my low stick and go and read it.
You thumb through the contents of the data slate, and it's Lupus informing you that the mutant that you slew has been cryogenically preserved and has just been released for autopsy. And that the House Phaedrus morticians are preparing to work on the mutant today.
I shudder. Just a little bit. Okay, and this is just, this is, data slates are like just, it's like an email basically, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I get that, put on all my gear, get dressed, and then start knocking on the doors of my comrades.
Okay. Do you all just wake up and get breakfast?
I got up early because I need to spend this money.
Okay.
I have nothing.
So,
well,
you got up early. If you want to get up early, you're going to have to take a toughness test or have one level of fatigue for the day, since you were up drinking until 4 a.m.
I don't want one level of fatigue.
Okay.
Maybe I just hit the snooze.
All right.
Big surprise, Fricks is lazy.
Intentions were good.
Now, Steven, does the Taco Bell man also hit the snooze, or does he just...
Fricks, did you leave with the Taco Bell man?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No,
well, that's a real shame. Seems like our heroes were not getting lucky last
Should
night.
roll a charm test for the Taco Bell man to see whether or not Fricks was able to resist his advances.
He was going to pay me 1 million throne gelt for one night.
Oh, wow.
Why the fuck didn't you take that? We could buy a dreadnought with that.
Because I wanted to see what was going to happen with you and the servitor, and I thought
we could build like half a Titan with that much.
Face blown off.
Make the job a lot easier if we had a Titan.
Hi, buddy.
Anyway, I got his name and his phone number, so.
All right. You got his Vox frequency.
Yes.
Cool. Engelbart, did you lead the picked servitor back to the Phaedrus barracks, or are you just letting it go where it will?
Well, I was ordered by the planetary governor to provide a copy of the actual feed. So I guess I pretty much better do that or be shot in the face. In the meantime, I would like to try and take a copy of it since I now have more time to extract the data.
Yep. All right, very good. Yeah, you managed to extract a data feed. Actually, wait, we should identify what's the plan for today.
Well, I keep knocking on their doors. Is there anything? Is anyone answering or anything?
Does anyone answer?
I answer. I'm a little hungover, but I answer.
Hey, when you're ready, we should meet up with Miss Phaedrus and assemble some troops. We're gonna go check out the Olafai house, or Olafi.
Sounds good. I need like 5 minutes. I'll meet you out in the courtyard.
All right, I'll be there.
Okay.
I'll also answer.
I say the same thing.
I would say let's just make sure we do some shopping before we do that. And donuts.
Yeah.
Perhaps from the Naked Donut.
Meet you at the barracks.
Cool.
The Armory.
Yeah. And Engelbart, what's your response to Jax?
I'm just not even paying attention because Jax is not interesting to me right now. I'm more interested in that bolt pistol that he's carrying around.
So you do open the door and you're just kind of staring at me, or
I'm almost kind of staring at your thigh.
Yeah, staring in the crotch direction.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm
not very high, so it's kind of like, yeah.
Yep.
Engelbart, I noticed you've been staring at my crotch for a while now.
Maybe like a week.
I'd ask, can I help you, but I don't think that's going to happen. What's going on?
You are aware that your crotch is concealing tech heresy.
Yeah, I know you don't like the bolt pistol, but I find it to be useful, and you need to understand I come from Ketchikan where you use everything you can. You have to appreciate there is an irony killing heretics with the heretic weapon, right?
That is the way of the radical, and you cannot, of course, have any knowledge of the state of the machine spirit inside such an item. It could be angry, it could detonate at any moment. It could summon a demonic incursion.
I hope it's angry. I plan on using it to pop skulls open of those that I aim it towards.
And what would happen if it were to cause a catastrophic misfiring that blew your hands off?
Then I would be the handsomest goddamn handless little monster you've ever seen in your life, Engelbart.
I can see that you are not going to listen to my advice at this time.
Well, at least let me blow something up with it. If it proves to be useless, then I'll allow you to do whatever the hell you want with it, okay?
If it proves to be useless, I doubt there'll be much left of it or you for me to salvage.
I appreciate your warnings. You have to understand this is what we could need to take out something pretty big, whereas our weaponry up until now hasn't been great. If you can find a way to replace this with a normal bolt pistol, then I will, again, allow you to destroy it in any way you want.
I'll sigh and wander off to the corner to sulk.
All right, well, we're meeting up in the courtyard. We're going to head over to the barracks to spend some of the money, or the armory, rather, and then we're going to check out Olafai. So if you want to join us, please do.
So
I'll
while
head over
everybody,
to the local Mechanicus Spire, I believe. You guys can deal with this on your own.
that would be a day trip. You want to leave them on their own for a day?
Possibly.
All right, that's fine.
I'm pretty mad with Jax right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't trust the machine spirit in that thing. It's probably going to blow up the party. I'd rather not be nearby when it happens.
Probably. All right, so Jax, Fricks, and Eli meet in the courtyard. Engelbart, you're heading off towards the Mechanicus Spire. Are you dumping that picked feed first?
Yeah, I thought I'd already done that.
All right, yep. It takes you an hour or two in the morning to soothe the machine spirit inside of this servitor and dump the picked feed to a pair of data slates. You make a copy for yourself as well as a copy for Planetary Governor Theopoia. So, you guys are heading off to
Armory, I suppose.
Armory.
the Armory.
Yeah, we'll go to
Okay.
the Armory. Rather.
What are you looking for?
I would like to purchase a chain coat.
Okay.
Well, when we
Now-
get there, I sigh and I put the bolt pistol on the counter and say, how much for this?
You put your bolt pistol on the counter.
Yep.
Okay. And you're trying to sell it?
Yes.
Okay. Let me take a look.
Trying to sell a bolt pistol that doesn't have an Aquila on it.
Yeah,
JP, or Engelbart, if I remember correctly, you're not fucking there. So
Well, I have access to your voice channel, and I am always watching.
Yeah, I don't have that Bluetooth shit going on during this.
Jax is too stupid to understand how to operate the box. Okay, we get it.
yeah,
God damn it, someone ordered pizza out in my apartment complex somewhere. I can sense its cheese. Yeah, no, go
An
ahead.
awareness check.
I would fail that too. No, I'll do it. God damn
I
it!
told you.
You failed the fuck out of that.
Wow.
Is-
That
Yet
the
I
pizza
still
basically
smell
explodes and wipes
roll
out
20.
the town with a roll like
Can we
that.
just say that Jax can't find the
disintegrates.
door to the armory? It's just like, where the fuck do I get in? How the fuck does this work?
I do an interpretive dance to see if I can sense the pizza. No.
you're
Better.
just a little too hungover. It smells a little more like Taco Bell.
That's because Fricks is standing right next to us, man.
Ooh. I don't know if any of you have showered this morning.
Oh god. Eli
So,
definitely. But anyways.
Jax, the gentleman at the counter, he takes one look at the bolt pistol. He takes one look at you and he says, "No, you look like an arbitrator. So you obviously know that I'm not legally allowed to purchase a weapon like this from you, being as it is unmarked."
I understand. I can assure you there will be no pursuing of legal action here. I'm trying to offload it because it doesn't agree with one of my associates, and we have bigger fish to fry, and I would rather not just lose this thing. You can understand that a bolt pistol has quite a bit of value.
He sort of grunts to himself. He says, "I'll tell you what, let me take your name, and I'll let you come back tomorrow. I'm usually closed, on Sundays, but
As he's saying that, as he says, I'm usually closed. I walk over to the door and flip the little sign that says closed and shut the door and lock it and be like, "You're closed now."
he sort of looks at you and he says, "Please don't touch that." And he pulls out his own bolt pistol, not an Astartes bolt pistol, but just a standard bolt pistol. It is marked, and he rests it on the counter and points it in Eli's direction.
I turn the sign and be like, "Wow, you're open right again." Unlock the door.
Says,
Look,
"Now,
I'll
like
give
I-
you half the price of a normal bolt pistol. I just, like I said, I need to get rid of this, and then I'm planning to make another purchase as well. So you'll get business.
He says, "Now, like I said, now's not the time, but I will purchase it from you tomorrow if you can give me your word as an arbitrator that you will not investigate my purchase of this weapon."
Yeah, you've got word on both. That's fine.
Very well, then. I'll see you tomorrow. Now, is there something I can help you purchase now?
Chain coat.
Chain coat.
Also, you don't have a flak helmet, do you?
No, let me see. I think it's probably pretty easy for you to find a flak helmet. That is,
It's a rare and powerful artifact.
yeah, that's average availability. So it's something you can find in this shop, definitely.
Okay.
Do note that a chain coat is primitive armor, so it only gives you half of the damage reduction against weapons that are not also primitive. So if someone shoots you with a las pistol and you're in chain coat, you only get half of your damage reduction.
Well, what other options do I have though in terms of a arms, body, legs gear?
Let's see. You can buy anything here that is up to rare availability.
Wow.
Up to rare, so nothing that is rare, but
No, including rare. So if you're looking for Enforcer Light Carapace, for example, his arms, body, legs, that's 575.
so if I wanted to
Mesh,
get the Xeno Mesh and a cowl,
What page is this?
this is page
it's on
145.
145.
Yep.
Xeno Mesh
Do we
and the
also have
cowl.
access to Inquisitor's Handbook gear, by the way? I'm just interested to know for later.
We can make that available, but it's going to be rarer than just being able to stop off in the store and buy it.
Right.
You'll have to find a special distributor
Cool.
for Inquisitor's Handbook gear. Yeah, so you
Xeno
can
Mesh
find-
and the Mesh cowl.
yeah, absolutely. You can find both of those. Now, because those are both rare, rather than just... Yeah, roll 1d100, and we'll see what kind of quality Xenomesh he's carrying.
Okay, great.
Ooh.
Oh my god. He says, well, young lady, I actually happen to have a suit of Xenomesh, and judging by the size of you, I think it will fit you perfectly.
It was made for an orc.
Great.
He heads into the back. You can see he's got like lockers just filled with all sorts of weaponry, all sorts of armor. He comes back carrying this incredibly fine, sort of like it's clearly some synthetic material. It's sort of a dark silvery color. And he hands it over to you. He says, "Would you like to try this on? There's a fitting room off to your right." You put it on, and it's finely wrought and perfectly fitted. When you put it on, it's like donning a second skin.
Wow.
This weighs half of the normal weight, and it increases the armor value by 1 because this
Jesus
is
Christ.
a best quality Xenomesh. You come out wearing it. It's form-fitting, looks beautiful. And he says, "Now I will part with this Xenomesh for the low price of 750 throne gelt. And I can tell you right now, it will be worth every penny."
Well, that sounds amazing, and this certainly does fit better than anything I've ever worn, but I'm afraid that I don't have that much throne gelt, and I'd beg that you would allow me to pay every single gelt in my pocket for this armor, and I will leave you be.
He sort of gives you a sarcastic look. He says, "Yeah, how much is that, lady? 40?"
501 throne gelt. And I will also throw in this red noble gown that came from the house of Phaedrus during a masquerade ball. I'm sure that the quality and the cloth and it is constructed that you can make something or resell it.
Selling Karna Phaedrus's dress. Man. Okay. So look in Roll20 in your journal, in the handouts. Look at the non-combat moves. I think this is a seduce or manipulate test, so go ahead and roll a charm check.
Okay. Okay. And what is this against?
It's against your charm. So I think that's fellowship.
Okay.
Charm, fellowship, yeah. 78. Okay. He looks at you and he says, "Now, I can't just go around selling stuff for less than it's worth. You understand, I gotta make a business. But I'll tell you what, if you can get me a replacement Xeno mesh, doesn't have to be this one, doesn't have to be perfect. As I can see, this is obviously just made to fit you. If you can get me a replacement one, then I'll let this one go for 375 throne gelt. I'll give it to you half price."
How about I scrounge out another 100 throne gelt and you give it to me for 601 and I throw in the red noble gown?
He considers that. And finally he says, "All right, we can make that agreement."
Okay. I will be back with 601 throne gelt, and I am going to give you this red noble gown now, so you will not give away my Xeno mesh and cowl.
All right, cool. So yeah, he says, "All right, I'll hold those for you." And
I immediately then turn around and look at Jax, and I start doing the eyebrows thing.
Sorry, friend, I can't help you. I actually have to make a purchase myself.
Like this. Like that. And then I look to Eli.
As you turn to me, I go like this, and I start. You can't see this, but I start rolling next to my hand, and I give you the finger, and then roll it back in the Jack in a Box.
man, some teamwork you guys got going on here.
I'd like to sell you my. How do you, when you have both the rule book and your page open, how do you go between the two?
Do what?
On PDFs. How do I
With
open
an
up the other
Alt-tab?
one? Is it Alt-tab? Is it that? No, it's not that.
Jax has very little skill when it comes to tech use, as you can see.
Yes.
Talking about the handouts, you could just move them around. If that's
No,
what
listen. I have both the rulebook PDF open and my player sheet, and they're layered, they're tabs, but I don't know how to get between the two.
Try Control Tab.
Control tab.
Hold down Control, then hit Tab.
That did it. Thank you. Okay, so I'd like to sell you my chain coat, and then I'd like that sell to go towards my purchase. Control tab of a carapace, or excuse me, Enforcer Light carapace.
Okay.
Carapace.
He says, "Yeah, for that chain coat, I can give you a 50 throne gelt."
That's good, because that puts me at, I'd like to pay you 570 throne gelt for that Enforcer Light carapace.
He says, "Well, let me see what I have in the back. Would you roll 1d100?
Yes.
Ooh.
Very nice. Okay, he comes back
Excellent
and he
salesman.
says, "Well, I had some very high quality Enforcer Light carapaces, but I can't let them go for the price you're asking. But this one here," he holds up, "is a stock standard Enforcer Light carapace. It'll fit you just fine, and I can let it go for 570 thrown gelt.
You have nicer ones?
Oh my god. I totally muted you guys.
When you say you have nicer ones, do I understand that they're just nicer, but they're not like better stats?
There's actually craftsmanship for armor, and if you have a high craftsmanship armor, it is better stats. So the armor that Fricks is trying to buy is best quality craftsmanship, which means it weighs half and it increases the AP of the armor by 1.
Whoa, what is mine that he's offering?
The one that he's offering is standard, so it's just a straight stat line from the book.
It is what it says. Cool.
Yep.
All right, between you and me, tomorrow, what are you thinking about may or may not paying for that totally not going to pursue you bolt pistol? If I wanted to make that a purchase towards the nicer armor.
He says, for a bolt pistol like that, I could part with it, or I would convince you to part with it for 200 thrown gelt.
Okay. And would that put me towards a nicer armor?
He says, yeah. For an extra 200 thrown gelt, basically for the trade of that bolt pistol, plus the 570 you were saying, that would get you a good quality Enforcer Light carapace.
Steven, good quality, is that +1? I mean, what is that?
That's +1 against the first attack in any round.
Ooh. That I get hit by, so...
Yeah, so if you take damage the first time in every round, you get 1 extra armor.
Okay. Would you be... we're actually fixing on checking out a pretty lethal lead today. Would you be okay with making this exchange and I give you my word that the bolt pistol goes to you tomorrow?
He sort of sighs. He points at Eli. He says, "Look, son, would you flip that sign for me again?"
I'm like, yep. I flip it over once more. Like, should have left it there the first time.
He says, "Why don't you just leave that gun with me now? And we'll
Sounds
make
good.
this trade." So he goes back into the back, carries the bolt pistol back there, shelves it. He pulls out a good quality Enforcer Light carapace. Hands it over to you. This is made of densely layered plates of Armoplaz. It's pretty heavy, but it offers pretty serious protection. He hands it over to you, and this is good quality. And it against the first attack in any round, it increases the armor by 1. Cool. Is that all you're wanting to buy here today?
Yes, sir. You've been very helpful. Thank you kindly.
Wonderful. And you, sir, with the sign? Is there anything you wanted?
So as this was all happening, I'm looking around this store. If I look in like the corners, do I see any, what are they, PIC sensors? Is that what cameras are called? Like security cameras?
Yep. You see one of them watching the counter very seriously.
So I walk up to the counter and be like, is that thing on? And my eyes kind of go to the corner of my face, trying to signal to the camera.
And the man says, "Of course."
Is this going to be a problem now that we sold you this pistol?
No, it will not. This picked feed is a private feed for me and me only, and it only comes up when I have a problem and I need to show something to the local enforcement.
That's when I walk up and I say, "Sir, these eyes are the picked feed to my brain, and I just watched you engage in illegal activity where you took a bolt pistol from this man right here." And
I hear this, and I'm like, Fricks.
Quiet. It doesn't have to be a problem. All I need you to do is give me the mesh armor for 501 thrown gelt, and I will no longer have this as a memory. And you won't get in trouble. The bolt pistol will...
Wow. Okay, hang on. Let's see. What are we trying to do here? That's definitely an intimidate check.
You're fucking things up, Fricks. I'm glad I'm not here right now.
Yeah. So give me an intimidate roll, please, Fricks.
Okay.
What does that go against? Fellowship or
Strength.
Oh, strength.
This is gonna go well.
27. Oh,
46. Okay.
Only
I
fail
don't
by
think your
2
strength
degrees.
is that high.
no, it's 27.
How could
Or
it
wait,
be
no, it's
strength
26.
when it's like when it's words?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He just looks at you. He looks you up and down once, and he rolls up his sleeve, and he's got like this wicked tattoo all the way down his arm, which is just kind of bulging. And he says, he lifts his bolt pistol. He says, "You know how many times a day I lift this weapon?"
4, 5.
He says, "This bolt pistol weighs 3.5 kilograms, and I probably lift it 500,000 times a day. I'm not interested in you."
Like all he's doing all day, just like lifting the bolt pistol.
Lifting the bolt pistol. You don't worry me. And need I remind you that it is an arbitrator associated with the local arbitrace who sold this illegal weapon to me. It would be a shame.
No, shopkeeper, really, it's no worry.
Shopkeeper.
We still have the deal that I will take this off of your hands for 601 throne gelt, and I will just go to the lady of the house of Faradis and simply ask her to give us more. Considering I lost everything when we saved her daughter, I'm sure that she'll comply.
He says, that sounds like a good solution to the situation. He puts the pistol back down. Are we done here, gentlemen and miss?
I kind of like.
Not before I say dick under my breath.
As soon as he says that, I kind of slam the table and show both sides of my hands, be like, "We're done," and start heading towards the door.
Cool. All right, let's take a 5-minute break. We'll come back. We'll find out what's going on with Engelbart in the Adeptus Mechanicus Spire.
Cool stuff. We'll see you guys in about 3 minutes going into hour number, I believe, 3. So we'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching.